I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm about to share with you how I design abandoned cart emails for my email marketing clients that literally generates them six-figure monthly revenue passively. Actually, here's a result for some of the abandoned cart emails that I run for my email marketing clients. All of these results you can see here: $77,000, $35,000, $25,000, $8,000 per month. And literally all of these are passively and do not really need any involvement during the process. So you'll learn how to do the same thing on your email design for your abandoned cart emails and generate thousands of dollars monthly without being involved at all. So if you don't know me, my name is Hamid. My email designs are getting more than 130,000 views on Pinterest. You can get inspiration from my email designs here. Also, if you need help with email marketing, you can visit my website, bigmanflow.com, and go down below this page and submit this free email marketing audit form and get a free email marketing audit. Now let's start this tutorial. So actually, a good abandoned cart email design is separated into different sections. So actually the first main section is the hero section. This section includes a very important part in these kind of email design that we have a dynamic part, which is this section that we show the product that the customer left in their cart. Or even if it's like a browse abandonment, we want to show the product that visitor visited on the website and they just left the website. So this is the most important part in any abandoned cart email design. You don't need to make these kind of emails very complicated. You just want to make sure you have enough personalization in these emails, including the product name, the recipient's name, and again, this dynamic section. Whenever we want to design an abandoned cart email, we want to make sure when recipients open the email design, are they going to see this part immediately, or do they need to scroll down? I don't know, maybe if we put this section here, they might need to scroll down and see this section, and that's not what we want to do. We always want to make sure that this section, the product they have left in their cart, is going to be visible to the recipients immediately, because nothing can convert people more than creating a personalized email design, and having the product they have already chosen on the website is the best way to personalize an email design. And then we can also add these kind of elements in top, and we want to have a headline. We usually want to create FOMO in abandoned cart email designs, but we don't want to look fake. If, for example, we have a shortage in stock, we can mention it here. We can, for example, say 3 more left in the stock. And in the headline also, we can implement the FOMO by saying we can't keep your product in your cart much longer. So because we want to create FOMO for people to take an action. So I have downloaded these images from a website, and I'm going to turn all of this and put this in Figma and turn them into an email design. Also, we will have this email copy, and you can use the command that I added in the comment, and you will just put it in ChatGPT, update the personalized parts, and you can add your website name there and maybe some other details, and it will give you something like this that you can turn into an email design. So let's go back to Figma. I'm gonna start with creating a frame, just same as always. I'm gonna put the width to 1080 pixels. And I'm gonna expand the height. I'm gonna change the background color to this creamy color. And I'm gonna add a black stroke. And we're gonna start with the first section. I'm gonna add these images that I have downloaded from their website here. I'm gonna put this here, adjust it and put it on top. We'll have a logo in the very top, align it in the middle. Then we'll have a text here, a headline. I'm gonna use the headline here. It says your best sleep is on pause. I'm going to copy this, go back to Figma, use the text tool, and write it down here, select it all, and increase the font size. Just like this. We always want to keep our email designs simple, so you don't need to add too many crazy elements. Just same as Apple, when you go to their website, there are a lot of white spaces, headlines, simple image, but they put too much time into how to organize this. You want to do the same thing in your email designs. I'm gonna use a font like Montserrat. You can find this font in Google Fonts. We wanna put the weight of the font to bold, and we wanna have it, all of the characters to be uppercase. And I'm gonna adjust in the middle, center aligning it, and again, increasing the font size a bit more. And we'll have the other part of the headline. I'm gonna copy this, go back to Figma, duplicate this part, and paste it here. For this part, we want it to be shorter, smaller. I'm gonna put the weight on medium. So it says, your best sleep is on pause, ready to press play. Let me add a small transition here. I'm going to create a rectangle, add a gradient here, the same creamy color that we have in the background, and adjusting the gradient. By the way, at the end of this video, I will tell you how you can find this editable template that I'm creating here. Now we just need to add the dynamic section. So the dynamic section that we create in Figma is going to be just a placeholder. These are all placeholders here because the main part here, the dynamic part, is going to be implemented in Klaviyo, and we're going to talk about it later on in this video in Klaviyo. And we'll have to add the headline. I'm going to call it product name. Just keep it simple because it's just a simple placeholder. I don't know, we can $2,000 for price. And here we can say, in dynamic section, actually we have something called a discounted price and original price, so that in your e-com store, if you have added a discount, you can use that feature and it gives a good reason to the recipients to take action and finalize their purchase. So we'll have a call to action button underneath this. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to say, let's see what's the text for the call to action. It says finish checkout. I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to add a rectangle just like this. And for the color, let me choose this color. You always want to make sure that you have your call to action buttons very thick and large. So I'm going to increase the weight to bold and doing some alignments here. And we'll have a final text for the hero section. I'm going to copy this, go back to Figma and paste this here. And we want to change the color to something more visible, maybe black. We don't want this to be all capital, and I'm gonna decrease the font size. So here's our first section, it's done. We're gonna go for the second section. I'm gonna copy this headline, change the color to this gray color here, and we're gonna copy this headline for section 2. I'm gonna paste it here, and we'll change the weight of the font, and we want to add some images below this headline for section 2. We have these. I will add all of this in Figma. So the first one says zero gravity, targeted pain relief. So these are actually some product features. So the first one says zero gravity, targeted pain. So these are all product features, and we're going to use these images along with some text to show these product features. I'm going to put this all in. I'm going to add radius over this images to make sure this white part is gone. All right, I want to put this in the first one and adjust this images just like this. And also I'm going to add corner to this button, and I'm going to create a rectangle here to put these texts inside. And let's change the color to this gray color, and we can add the headline of this product feature. I'll copy that, duplicate this headline and paste it here, decreasing the font size. Also, I want the weight of the font to be bold, not black. And we can add numbers to this product feature. So I'm going to duplicate this rectangle and create another rectangle here and change the color to this color. And we can call it 1. I'm going to bring it in top, change the color to white and increase the font size and decreasing the size of this square. So yeah, like this. So we have the headline here. It says zero gravity plus massage. And if I bring this image here, I think it'll look cooler this way. And I increase the size just like this. So we have the headline here, and I'm going to duplicate this here and change the color to white, and I'm going to copy the other part of this text and just paste it here. And as this is a description, I'm going to put the weight on regular, and we don't want it to be all capital. So also we want the size to be smaller. I think this does the job, decreasing the height a bit. Now I'm going to duplicate this section, and I'm going to hit Shift and H, and again flipping this text here. I'm going to put this number back here inside the square, and we're going to say 2 instead of 1. And I'm going to center align it here, and I'm going to update the text here. It says targeted pain relief. I'm going to copy this text for headline, add it here like this, and copying this description, paste it here, removing this image and updating it with the second image. Actually, the size of this second one, and I'm gonna put the whole section towards top. All right, this second one is done. Now let's go for a third one. I'm gonna say 3, again, updating the text, fully adjustable support. So if you want to do the same thing in your email design, you want to make sure all of these texts are related to the image that you're using here, so it makes more sense for the recipients. I'm gonna add this here. So this section is almost done. Maybe if I put this up here and also this one here. Now we can go for the third section. So we'll have a headline. I'm going to duplicate this headline and copy this headline for the third section and paste it all in. So this section is actually a testimonial section. So in any kind of email design that you're creating, you have few options for the email body. We will have the testimonials. Sometimes you can create something like this, or sometimes like you want to create a testimonial page like this that you share the exact feedback customers had on your website and copy pasting it into your email design, create social proof. Or you can compare some of the products you have in your website with each other to give the customers a clear view on which product they actually need and they can decide. Or you can create a section like this that you compare your own products with competitors, or like this one that compares their product with traditional beds. So their product is an adjustable bed and this one is a traditional bed, and you can directly compare features on your product with a competitor or a traditional product. We usually don't want to add other products that people can click and go to like another product page on a website when you're creating abandoned cart email. But in this case, you can see that we are showing some other products, but actually these are in the same category. So it makes sense to use this. But usually you don't want to add other products in your website because they're most likely to make a purchase or the same product they have in their cart other than other products. So we always want to focus on the product they have in their cart. So now let's finish this third section. We have the headline copied, and then we're gonna create some boxes to copy these testimonials. I'm gonna duplicate this text and have this testimonial text here in black, just in case. And I'm gonna duplicate one of these rectangles, put it in the middle. I wanna change the background color to a gradient, and I'm gonna choose this color for both sides of the gradient, and I'm gonna reduce the opacity of both like this. I'm gonna put this testimonial in the middle, and I'm gonna add a stroke. For the stroke, you can use this gray color and increasing the thickness a bit. And I'm gonna create another rectangle on top, this that we can put the 5-star icon inside. I'll tell you how you can find the icons like stars for your email designs. And for color, we want to use this gray color here. And for text, I think if we say maybe white works better, increasing the opacity for both sides and increasing the thickness of the text. For the person who left the feedback, we can change this maybe to gray and just like this, and we will have this star icons. I'm going to add it in Figma and put it right here. Also, I don't like this person's name color, so I'm going to make sure it's white. All right, if you want to find these icons, like this 5-star icon, you can go to free pick or flat icon. So these websites, if you search for example, 5 stars, you can download all of these images for free and just put it in Figma, just the same way I did. Actually, I don't like how this box looks, so I'm going to decrease the overall opacity just a bit. And for the thickness of stroke, we're going to say 1.5 and change the color of the text to black. I think this makes more sense this way. And I'm going to duplicate this box and adding the second testimonial. So I'm going to go to my copy and copy this, paste it here, and the person's name right here. Also, we want to add some user-generated images on top to make it more relatable. I'm going to copy these images that I have downloaded from their website and add it here. So if you want to do the same thing, just going to you just want to go to your product page and use the images your customers attach to their feedbacks, and we can create something like this. And I'm gonna adjust all of them here, just like this. And you can use this distribution tool to create same distance between all of the images, and we'll have something like this. And I'm gonna add a rectangle in the back and add a stroke, same gray color, and put it in the back of this testimonials. And I'm gonna group each of these testimonials and make sure they're center aligned. And I'm gonna create a background effect that is called background blur to blur this gray line in the back. So this is how our third section looks like. And we'll have a final section that invites users to take action and make purchase. I'm going to duplicate this headline and update the text. And we'll have a description. I would like to duplicate this text down here and a final call to action button. I'm just going to duplicate this down here, and we will have these images below the email, just like this. I'm going to adjust them first and put them inside the email. All right, email design is almost done. We just need to add the footer of the email. So if you want to learn how to create footers, I have created this video. You can watch it. I explained step by step on how to create one and implement it in Klaviyo. So our email design is completed. Now let's see how we can implement this in Klaviyo. We're gonna use the slice tool to slice out the email, same as usual. Just wanna make sure all of the parts are covered inside the slice, but make sure this dynamic section is not included in the slice, because as I said, we're gonna create that separately in Klaviyo, and we're gonna add just the slices. And for the footer, you should slice it out separately. I'm not going to do it because it's going to take too much time. You can watch that video. I've already explained how to do that. We're going to select all of the slices here and export them out. So once you're in Klaviyo, you want to go to flows and click on create flow. And I'm going to create an abandoned cart flow. I'm going to search for abandoned checkout, abandoned cart reminder with cart trigger. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to call it test and say use template. So this one by default includes an SMS. We want to delete this. And also I want to delete this conditional split. I'm going to delete. And we'll have the first email here. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to click on edit. So Klaviyo by default has this dynamic section that we have here, but we're going to do some adjustments over that. But we're going to get rid of all of these other sections here. And I'm going to add an image on top. And I have these slices here. I'm going to add the first slice here. Just drag and drop it there. So the first slice is uploaded, and I'm going to duplicate this and bring it all the way down right here. And I'm going to delete this and upload the second slice, just like this. Now, again, duplicate this and go for the final section, which is this one. I'm gonna upload this here. And we can use the link on this button, which says events.url, and copy that. And for all of this section, we wanna have the same link. We don't wanna link the abandoned cart email to anywhere other than the person's cart. To make sure that we reduce the friction, also want to have it here, and this one already has this event URL. Now, as you can see, the background of this dynamic section is different from our email design, so I'm gonna copy this background color and go to styles, click on the plus icon and paste it right here. So we have this background color, same as other parts of the email. And if I click here, preview, you can see the product that this person has in their cart. And if I change this, we'll go switch to another user. Again, this is another user, but as you can see, the price is very small. And we also want to add the discounted price as opposed to the original price. So if I scroll down here, if I actually search for compare at price, and if I click here, you can see it says $2,800 here, but this one says $4,800. So I'm gonna click on this, and actually the variable is going to be copied, and I'm gonna paste that here, and I'm gonna select this and go to styling and add strike through. And also I want to increase the size for all of the text here. And if I go back to preview, you can see that we have this $4,000 as the original price, and the price for this person is at $2,000 because there's a large discount on this product on the website. And if I click on mobile, you can see it's gonna change to make sure all of the text look clean. And I have my footer inside the universal, the same way I explained in the footer design tutorial. I'm gonna add this. Yeah, it's just fine. We wanna leave it like this. All right, the last thing that we wanna make sure we have personalized on is the subject line. So I'm gonna go back to preview and we're gonna copy the product name here. It says Platinum Series, but it's too long. I'm gonna copy this variant name. So as you can see, this variable is copied, and I'm gonna click done and click exit. And here on the subject line, this is the extra sauce that is going to bring a lot of conversions into your email because we are creating a lot of personalization over this email. I'm gonna paste that variable here, and we're gonna say we can't keep this variable will be the product name person has in their cart much longer. So the subject line is actually saying, for example, let's say the product they have in their cart is called Platinum Bed. So the subject line for that person will be, we can't keep your Platinum Bed much longer. So this part, this dynamic part, is going to change based on what customers has in their cart. And this personalization, actually the person knows what they have chosen on our website. So by emphasizing the name of the product, we're creating a lot of personalization there. And once you're done, you're gonna click on done and you're done. All right, as I promised, the editable template for this email design that you watched in this video is going to be in this huge Figma file. You'll have a lot of editable templates here, and you can click on the link down below this video and enter your email in the page, and you will receive the link to this Figma file, and you can use it for 100% free. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video.